your home for the NBA.
Your starting lineup on NBA tonight after beating down Boston in Game 1, what D. Wade did for an encore in Game 2, what LeBron did to one-up Wade, and how the Celtics handled the assault. Would lightning strike twice against the Thunder? We'll spin back Zach's night at OK City and show you how the two-time scoring champ answered the bell. Drama in Hollywood. Our coach, Mike Brown, will tell us the adjustments Kobe and the Lakers need to make against Dirk and the Mavs. The NBA has a new MVP. We'll chat with Derrick Rose and get his thoughts on everything from his injured ankle to the Hall of Fame. And we'll search east and west for the best of the best. Plays of the night playoff style. Lace them up and get in the game next on NBA Tonight.
Welcome to NBA Tonight.
Hi, and welcome to NBA Tonight. Kevin Connors, Eastern Conference champion and NBA Coach of the Year, Mike Brown. We will bring you our conversation with new NBA MVP Derrick Rose. He's got some very definitive thoughts on that injured ankle and his status for Game 2. But we begin with not one, but two Game 2s. Heat and Celtics, LeBron, D. Wade, and Miami a chance to grab a 2-0 lead on the reigning Eastern Conference champions. First quarter, Wade and LeBron play the two-man game. Coach, how does LeBron get this open?
You know what? This is just a terrific play drawn up by Coach Eric Spoelstra. You see the screen by Joel Anthony, and then the speed by LeBron, and the pass by Wade equals 2 points.
Heat up one after one. Paul Pierce had a foot injury. He was reduced to a spectator in the early going. That's when Dwayne Wade got going. He picked up where he left off. Mike, what's the challenge in containing him in the open court?
I tell you what, it's hard enough in the half court, and now you're on an island by yourself. That's almost impossible to stop Dwayne Wade in a one-on-one situation like that.
And then just moments later, Wade takes it out on Ray Allen's ankles. How do you coach against that?
You know what, you don't. The only way you can do that is if you go to a cowboy dance or something like that, and you practice the okey-doke, and now that'll prepare you for game-time defense.
Wade, another terrific first half. Heat led by 5 at the break. Rajon Rondo had a heat pad on his back at the half, but he would really play through his pain. Terrific lay-in and one. Rondo had 20 points, 12 assists. Late third, LeBron had no field goals since 2:34 of the second quarter, but he would take over. And, Mike, we got a look at the entire arsenal.
Yes, we did. And you know what? He's a guy that understands the moment, and he understood it tonight.
How about this off the transition? It's LeBron in the open court, contact with Rondo, and then he throws it down.
That's the old Houston Oilers, baby. That's Earl Campbell taking it to the house.
Like the Tyler Rose used to do. LeBron did it right there. Heat led by 5 after 3. Fourth quarter, Celtics down 7. Big Baby, 6 points, 2 rebounds. The Boston bench outscored Miami's 27-12. Later in the fourth, it's Pierce. He had just 13 points on 5 of 11 shooting. Celtics would later tie the game at 80, but the Heat would answer that. Mike, how did they do it?
You know, again, same old thing. Dwayne Wade turns the corner, getting to the paint. Mario Chalmers moves off penetration. He finds him for the open three.
And then LeBron working the offensive boards, right place, right time. He would nail a jumper as well. Heat go on a 14-0 run over a 3:27 span. They'd extend the lead to 14. Boston had no answer. Heat win it 102-91. They take a 2-0 lead. 35 for LeBron on 14 of 25 shooting. It's his 21st career 35-point playoff game. 28 for Wade, 17 and 11 for Bosh. Miami's big three outscored Boston's big three 80-36. Here's LeBron on what's different this time around.
Just having options out on the court, you know, just take a lot off myself. You know, in the past, knowing that if I don't bring my A+ game, then it's a good chance we probably wouldn't win that game.
We're going to learn from, you know, the things that we did well, but also the things we didn't do so well, and make sure that we come in Thursday with a very focused practice.
We have to get back to that edge because of our respect for their experience and their championship DNA. This is a very tough-minded team with a lot of pride.
We go next level to show you just how dominant the Heat offense was when they ran through LeBron in the second half. After a relatively quiet first half, Miami went off for 55 in the second half. 43 of those points came on plays where LeBron touched the ball. No surprise, the team shot better than 62% on those plays. Doc Rivers, what now?
No different approach, honestly. Nothing we can do about it. We got a third game, and we got to take care of that. So whatever the past is, it is. They've won 2 games at home, but they've played well, and we can't allow them to play like this, or it's going to be tough at our place.
Being down 2-0 doesn't scare any of us, doesn't make us nervous. It's just an opportunity to come out shining, and we have an opportunity to go home and play in front of our crowd and, put some good basketball out there.
Mike, you coached LeBron James for 5 seasons. You coached him in the NBA Finals. What did you notice about his approach offensively, Game 1 and then in Game 2?
Well, the thing about LeBron is he is a very unselfish player. And in Game 1, early on, Dwayne Wade had it rolling. And so when Dwayne Wade had it rolling, he kind of backed off. But here in Game 2, he gets aggressive from Jump Street. He attacks the rim, and he gets fouled and finishes. When he's aggressive attacking the paint like he is here, he draws defenders. Here he drew Chris Bosh's defender, so he didn't finish with the bucket, but it allowed Chris Bosh to get an offensive rebound and score the putback. Now, Boston is worried about LeBron getting into the paint. So what happens? They double team him, and that leaves Joel Anthony rolling to the rim for the finish. So his aggressiveness in Game 2 was off the charts. It was amped a few notches because of the fact that Dwayne Wade nor nobody else really had it rolling like the way they did in Game 1.
Wasn't just on the offensive end, it was on the defensive end as well. These two teams finished 2-3 during the regular season in defensive field goal percentage, and yet I'm not sure the casual fan thinks of the Heat as a tough defensive team. How did they disrupt Boston in Game 2?
Well, being aggressive, but being aggressive the right way without fouling. Miami is a well-coached defensive team. Right here, you'll see the double team on Ray Allen. They don't want Ray Allen getting off, so they double team him on the pin down, and then you see the weak side zone play into effect with Bibby coming up with the steal. That leads to points and fouls the other way. Then Joel Anthony here with the multiple effort. He defends the pick and roll, and then he gets the block at the rim. Again, blitzing or double team Ray Allen off the pin down. Ray makes the right pass to KG, but LeBron James on the weak side of the floor comes over for the block. That is a well-coached defensive team, first of all. And secondly, you could tell the Miami Heat are locked in. They want this series, and they're doing it by showing multiple effort, and it's fun to watch.
Game 3 is not until Saturday, so the Celtics with some time to think about the first 2 games. Only 4 teams have ever come back in the conference semifinals from 2-0 down to win a series. None of the 4 were in the Eastern Conference. Just an interesting tidbit. All right, still to come on NBA tonight, we turn our attention to the Grizzlies and Thunder, how Kevin Durant and OK City responded from their Game 1 home defeat, and why Zebo was nowhere to be found. What the Lakers need to do to avoid falling into a 2-0 hole against the Mavs, Mike will tell us if they can do it. And we'll chat with the new NBA MVP. Wait till you hear how Derrick Rose broke the news to his mom. That's coming up.
It's been quite a season. And now the NBA playoffs are here. And there's no better way to stay above the rim than with ESPN's NBA Tonight.
Hi, and welcome to NBA Tonight.
Beat the buzzer with the latest news and highlights, all the way to the finals.
He drills it! And everybody loves it. Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
Catch NBA Tonight, your complete guide to the playoffs on ESPN America.
Through his hands. On the break, John Wall sits it out of McGee. Now that was with some velocity, and not only the dunk, but the entire transition break. his time tonight for the Lakers. Boy, what a carry by Nick Young. And a spin. What a beautiful play. 31-22, Nick Young.
You talk about doing a 360.
Yep.
That was nice.
It'll be Lamar going to the line. How about that extension with that big left paw?
So that's just bad defense, man. Very bad defense.
Back on NBA Tonight, Kevin Connors, Mike Brown, Grizzlies, Thunder. Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol combined for 54 points and 23 rebounds in Game 1 in a win. Kevin Durant was in foul trouble in the early going, so James Harden picked it up. Mike, how are the Thunder different offensively when Harden plays well?
They're very different because it gives them a third legitimate score, and he can score from all levels, whether it's the three-point line, pull-up game, or at the rim.
Harden had 5 points in Game 1. He had 8 points in the first quarter of Game 2. Meantime, what a postseason it's been for Darrell Arthur.
Athletic, long, and very aggressive. You like that from your young big.
Later in the second quarter, Durant picks it up, running off a gauntlet of screens. Thunder in front by 5. Next possession for the Grizz. Well, we said good things about Arthur. This time he gives it up, and then in transition, it's Durant in the open court. And hey, he and Zach Randolph appeared to have a couple of words at one point.
Hey, they were just talking pleasantries, you know. Hey, thanks for saying that I'm the best power forward out there.
Is that right? We never pick up on that watching the game. All right, third quarter, Zach Randolph was struggling. He misses the fall-away jumper, and then inside, he's sent back this time by the Thunder. Second effort, that one's blocked. After the foul, Randolph bumping chests with Kendrick Perkins, and we figured Oklahoma City would try to get more physical.
Yeah, and that was the key to the game. Big Perk is playing physical in OKC instead of Miami.
Well, under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter as Boston fans react to that. Russell Westbrook, the floater. Thunder up 13, and then check out Sam Young. He's trying to cover Durant. Good luck.
Yeah, 7 feet. With the passer like Westbrook at the top of the floor, you can't have that much space.
Fourth quarter, more struggles from Zach Randolph. Almost turns it over and then forces the long jumper. Randolph and Gasol combined for 28 points on 5 of 22 shooting. Later in the fourth quarter, Mike Conley on the drive. Check out Serge Ibaka contesting that one. Appears to turn his left ankle. Conley would make the shot. Ibaka limps off the court, and boy, that would be a big, big loss for the Thunder if he cannot go in Game 3. 111-102, the final. Thunder shoot 52.8% from the field, highest for the franchise since May of 2005. They'd gone 14 straight playoff games without shooting 50% from the field. Harden pumps in a playoff career-high 21. The Thunder bench outscored the Grizzlies bench 48-29. This series is now even 1-1.
You know, they did push us around the first game. We wanted to come out with more of a physical mindset, and I think that's what we did. We did a great job of covering the paint. Just got to keep it going.
You giving your game ball to Harden or to Maynard?
They're going to split it.
How big were those guys tonight?
Those guys came in and played very, very well. They gave us a big spark, man. That's what we're going to need for the rest of the series.
Classic, desperate team, more aggressive team. And I say the desperate team usually wins, and they were the desperate team in their play, which was a sense of urgency and aggressiveness, and they came out and attacked.
Well, the Thunder interior defense took its share of heat after Game 1 when it allowed 54 points on 64% shooting to the Randolph-Gasol combination. But the paint was a much tougher place for the Grizz to score in Game 2. Randolph and Gasol combined for 28 points on 23% shooting. Mike, that post advantage was completely taken away by the Thunder rather in Game 2. How did Oklahoma City do it?
They were extremely physical tonight, and that was missing in Game 1. You love the physical play, not necessarily from Perkins and Ibaka, the starters, but also from Collison. But right here, look at Kevin Durant. He's fronting Gasol in low post. Grizzlies are very good at that high-low pass, so he fronts him, takes that away. They throw the lob to Gasol, and look, 3 bodies are around Gasol. They take him down WWE style. Here it is, Collison. He's standing Randolph up. He doesn't let him back him down to the rim, and then he challenges the shot, and he also has Ibaka coming across the floor and a challenging from the weak side. So that physical play with those 2 guys in the post was extremely important tonight, and that was a big key to why they did not dominate the paint like they did in Game 1.
Again, the health of Ibaka will be an issue, but for right now, the series is tied 1 game apiece heading back to Memphis. Of course, the winner of this series gets the winner of Mavericks Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. That series has Game 2 Wednesday night in L.A. And how about this? This is only the second time a Phil Jackson coach team has lost 2 home games in the same postseason. They dropped Game 1 to the Hornets and Game 1 Monday night.
Fisher slaps it, looking for Kobe on the curl. He got it. Rises, fires. No good! The game's over! And the Mavericks have stolen Game 1!
Yeah, Lakers coach Phil Jackson said of Game 1, we felt like we gave it away. The Mavericks rallied from 16 down in the second half to steal Game 1, 96-94. Even Kobe admitted this team can beat us. They have a chance to do that. Let's talk about adjustments then, Mike. What adjustments do the Lakers need to make in Game 2?
Well, the first thing, they got to play for 48 minutes. They got to play from the tip ball to the end of the game. And then they got to go at Dirk Nowitzki. They defensively right here, they got to do this a little bit more. He puts the ball on the floor, they come double team, and he turns it over because of the travel. Don't let him shoot off-balance shots. Also, play Dirk physical. Right here, they play a little pick-and-roll game, and they throw the ball back to Dirk. But what does Ron Artest do? He steps up, and he gets real physical with Dirk, taking the ball from him. And then Gasol, the big fella, has to finish down on that low block. He's got to watch film of his brother so he can get it done and not turn it over. It's important that he's able to go at Dirk Nowitzki on the low post. And then right here, as you can see, he doesn't need to turn that ball over when he makes the moves to the hole. Last but not least, Lamar Odom. Whenever Dirk is guarding Odom, he needs to be aggressive from the perimeter. He can dribble drive by Dirk Nowitzki all night long, as you saw in that clip, and that's something that needs to happen. Dirk's got to play defensively, and then he's got to feel something and see double teams offensively so he doesn't get in a rhythm like he was in the last game.
Exert efforts on both ends of the floor for Nowitzki. And Lakers have to make shots as well. 5 of 19 from three-point range in Game 1. Game 2 is Wednesday night. Still to come, you got to hear what Derrick Rose told us about his injured left ankle, plus what becoming the youngest MVP in NBA history means to him.
Get ahead of the game. ESPN SoccerNet. Football news, views and results online and on mobile.
Welcome to first round action in the Mideast Regional. NCAA tournament play is underway.
Robert Morris has come from 13 back. They're tied with Purdue at 53 all. The Boilermakers have the basketball. 8 seconds left in the game. Reeves takes a long jump shot, drilled it from out front. 4 seconds left in the game, 3 seconds left. They fire from midcourt. It's off the back of the rim. The ball game is over. And Purdue has defeated Robert Morris.
The situation is this: 6 seconds to play. Tennessee, Chattanooga 51, Maryland 50. Maryland with the ball in the forecourt. Clock starts when somebody touches the ball inbounds. Bias is going to have to take the shot. And the Maryland Terrapins have come back to win it. No iron on that one.
Nothing but net. We are down to it. 2 seconds to go. A 49-49 tie. Ohio University will have to go the length of the floor. There the lob is. Devereaux goes up. Illinois State gets it away. There's a shot up. It's good. It is good. What a finish here at the Sun Dome.
Here we go. Baseball pass. Caught. Clock runs. Okafor puts it up. Oh, he baked it.
And just what I said, that's when you might want to miss a foul shot because of this situation.
Friday Night Baseball live on ESPN America. National League rivals go head-to-head as the Reds roll into Chi-Town to take on the Cubs. Reds and Cubs. Coverage starts with baseball tonight, Friday at 1900 CET, live on ESPN America.
Derrick Rose was the only player this season to finish in the top 10 in points and assists. He also led the Bulls to the NBA's best regular season record, and for his efforts, he was awarded NBA MVP on Monday. Dwight Howard finished second, LeBron James third. And so it is a great pleasure to welcome in on behalf of Kia Motors the NBA MVP, Derrick Rose, the first Bull since Michael Jordan to win NBA MVP. And so Chicago celebrates with you, Derrick, but they're also concerned about your injured left ankle. How do you feel?
I'm fine. I'm not worried about my ankle right now. If anything, I'm just worried about winning. I've been getting treatment all day, get treatment tonight after I leave here, and get treatment when I get to the arena tomorrow. And it should be ready to, it should be warmed up by the time I get to the game.
All right, we'll put the injury talk on the back burner. I want to take you back to the end of last season and this summer, part of which you spent with USA Basketball. What area of your game did you most want to improve on?
Throughout the whole summer, I just wanted to work on my shooting game, just making sure that I have the confidence to go out there and shoot the ball no matter what. And my confidence is very high, especially with my shot. And just working with the guys at overseas, just seeing how hard they work on their game and work on their shot and make you want to work harder.
I want to throw two facts out at you, Derrick. You're the youngest player ever to win NBA MVP.
Yes.
And every player to win MVP who's been eligible for the Hall of Fame has made it to the Hall of Fame. What do those two numbers and statistics mean to you?
I can't believe it right now. The second one really hit me, where a Hall of Fame, that's so far away. But my biggest thing, I want people to remember me from winning. Knowing that I play hard every single time I step on the court, and you only get remembered in this league is if you're winning, and I think that carries you a long way.
Derrick, you're a self-described mama's boy, and everyone loves to tell mom good news. How did you break the news to your mom?
I texted her because I was walking into practice, so I couldn't call her, so I didn't want to be late for practice. I texted her. She called me like 10 or 15 times, but I was practicing, and talked to her afterwards, and she couldn't believe it. And now the family, everybody's here, and we're just celebrating.
Derrick, do you have a spot picked out? Do you know where you're going to put the NBA MVP trophy?
Not yet. I really didn't get my real house yet, so I'm going to let my mom hold it for like a couple of days or something like that, then get it back from her when I get my new place.
All right, well, make sure mom takes care of it. The NBA MVP, it is an incredible achievement, and we wish you good health the rest of this postseason. Derrick Rose, thanks so much for joining us tonight on NBA Tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, elsewhere from the no-brainer department, Clippers star Blake Griffin is expected to be named Rookie of the Year on Wednesday. Griffin rebounded from a knee injury that cost him the entire 2009-2010 season, averaging 22.5 points and just over 12 rebounds. Still to come on NBA Tonight, it's the best of the best. From the best of the best, the plays so nice you have to see them twice. Plays of the night are ahead.
I'm J.W. Stewart. Coming up tonight on SportsCenter, we'll show you one of the most unlikely no-hitters of all time, plus a defensive play that could be the Webb Gem of the Year. In the NBA playoffs, how Miami's Big Three made Boston's Big Three look small, while the Grizz try and go up 2-0 in a playoff series for the very first time. And on the ice, Ovi and the Caps ride the Lightning, while the Canucks and Preds need extra time to decide Game 3. It's all ahead tonight.
Did you ever finish last month's invoices?
Sadly, no. Oh. But I did pick up your dry cleaning and had your shoes shine.
Well, I made you a reservation at the sushi place around the corner.
Well, in that case, I better get back to these invoices. which I'll do right after making your favorite pancakes.
You know what? I'm going to tidy up your side of the office.
I can't hear you because I'm also making you a smoothie.
Marriott Hotels and Resorts knows it's better for Xerox to automate their global invoice process so they can focus on serving their customers. With Xerox, you're ready for real business.
This May on ESPN America, spring is here and the NHL playoffs are underway. It's time to separate the men from the boys who will lift Lord Stanley's Cup. And Diamond Days are here again. Major League Baseball's regular season rolls on. Plus, keep up on all the latest news and topics with SportsCenter, PTI, and Around the Horn. The brightest stars, the biggest games, all this month live on ESPN America.
Time for plays of the night. We begin number 3, Mike Brown. Dwayne Wade on Kevin Garnett. And what do they call this?
It's the Euro step or the icky shuffle. You can call it what you want. It looks good.
It does indeed. More from this game coming up in just a minute. All right, Grizz and Thunder off the pick and roll. Mike Conley with the dish to Darrell Arthur.
Amazing play. You talk about the athleticism of Darrell Arthur. It's unbelievable.
Thunder would win game 2. And then number 1, back to the Heat. LeBron in the open court. That's about as good as it gets.
Earl Campbell, baby, and the old Houston Oilers.
He only gets 2 for that, not like the 6 that Tyler Rose. All right, time for Hoop Heroes, Mike. Who you got?
Well, I'm going with LeBron James. I tell you what, he put up 35 points on 14 of 25 shooting. Unbelievable night with the monster block on the weak side.
Hey, my Hoop Hero is Scott Brooks. You know, if the playoffs are all about making adjustments, Brooks made him from game 1 to game 2. The
Great call.
Gasol-Randolph combination, just 28 points after scoring 54 in game 1.
ESPN America.